Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Siege Transformer. This time around we're taking a look at Bluestreak. Bluestreak is one of them done for the 35th anniversary of the Transformer toy line. Which is fitting, as Bluestreak was one of the original Transformers, released back in 1984. And he is an exclusive to Walmart stores. And he is something of a nice representation of his Generation 1 counterpart. Save for the fact that he can't stand up as good as his G1 counterpart. That's better. And of course, Bluestreak here is basically just a repaint of Prowl and Barricade. Just like the original was remolded into Prowl and Smokescreen. But this time, Bluestreak, the Siege version, does come with both sets of weapons. The same rifle that Prowl carries, and the same double guns that Barricade comes with, making him the only one out of the three that is totally complete with the weaponry. And I think he looks better for it, all the same. Of course, articulation-wise, he is a considerable improvement over the original. As the G1 version, we can only move the arms up about so far, and you can bend him at the elbow. Really didn't get a whole lot of articulation on that one. On the new Bluestreak, we can rock his head up and down a bit. It's on a ball joint. It's a little too stiff to turn side to side. We can raise his arm up about so far. We move the door out of the way. He can rotate the arm all the way around. He does have a joint at the elbow, so you can bend his arm at the elbow. And he does have a swivel at the bicep. He can twist around at the hips. He can bring his legs apart into a full splits. We can raise his leg up at the hip a little more than 90 degrees, and he can bend at the knee pretty much about 180 degrees. So quite an impressive range of motion for Bluestreak here. Of course, before we transform Bluestreak, let's take a look at his pieces. Right here we have his rifle, which again is the same one that Prowl uses, except it's molded and it's painted up in a sort of chrome silver, kind of as an homage to the original toy. And then of course he has two guns here on his shoulders. This is the right gun, and it's molded in dark gray plastic, unlike the light purple that Barricade's is. And then of course here's the left gun. And of course, just like with Barricade's, if you really wanted to, you can combine them into a single gun and use that as an optional weapon, if you prefer. But of course, let's get ready and transform Bluestreak. For starters, we're going to straighten his arms out, swing them out to the sides like so. Then we rotate them so that the tires are now pointing straight up. I'm going to pop his hip section free and raise the hood up from the car and pull it all the way out, so this little protruding post can then be folded down to completely fill in the hood of the car. And then we'll fold this red piece inside like so. Then we'll come down here to his legs. We're going to twist him around at the hip. We'll fold his feet down. Then we're going to fold the legs at the knee like so, and then bend them up so that they hide the red components inside. Then we'll fold the body back in so it lines up and connects inward like so. We're going to close the doors to make the minute adjustments so that the doors hold the body together to the legs. Make sure the legs don't come apart in the process. And then the arms, fold the tire in like so, and then fold the arms down underneath. And then there you have it. There's his Cybertronian car alternate mode. Kind of almost looks like a sleek Batmobile or something. But anyway, how does that compare to the Datsun Fairlady that the original one was? And as you can see, it is a nice touch to it. Although they added a nice black streak of paint down the front and most of the body of the car. It's a nice touch, but I think they probably should have went with the opportunity to make it blue. So then we would have had a genuine Bluestreak. But the black works just as well. It's not a bad color choice. And of course, since you have access to all the weapons, you can fully deck out Bluestreak with all the guns. And there you go. You got a rather sweet looking battle car. For any of you out there that might have played Car Wars back in the 1980s and 90s, this would have definitely been something to have in there. So this just looks like it screams battle car. Of course, how well does he roll on his wheels? Rolls very good. Rolls very good here on this table. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Bluestreak? Out of the two that became exclusives to Walmart, this one here, this is the one to go after, folks. Bluestreak here definitely makes it into the top tier. He's a nice homage to a somewhat obscure character from the Generation 1 line. I say somewhat obscure due to the fact that Bluestreak never really got a lot of the attention that he probably should have gotten in the cartoon. The original toy's tech spec sort of hints at the fact that Bluestreak does suffer a bit from post-traumatic stress disorder. But of course, this was back in the day before we really had that fancy name for it. But if you read over it, you will see that basically he does suffer from the haunted memories of the Decepticons destroying his home on Cybertron, which is a lot of what made him enlist in the Autobot army. So Bluestreak's got quite a bit of character to go with that and be a study of something that our soldiers experience today in the real world. So it would have been nice to have seen Bluestreak get more coverage. Of course, Bluestreak also is one of the few 1984 Transformers that somehow missed out on the events that went on in the animated movie. So nobody really knows what became of him during the Battle of Autobot City, as he was never seen throughout the film. So this new Bluestreak, this is a nice one to have. He does pay good homage to the original, and I like the fact he has all the weapons. That's something that's bugged me about Prowl, and it's bugged me about Barricade. So I'm glad to see that they at least got one right. And with the fact that he's readily available at your local Walmart store, definitely I would suggest run out and go get this figure when you can spare the funds, folks. And that concludes my review of the Siege version of Bluestreak. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like this video, drop me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button down below to join our ranks. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post new content. And also, please share your thoughts about Bluestreak in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.